Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Jacob English Academy. I'm Jacob, and today I want to share a motivational story with you about something many English learners experience: the fear of speaking English. Maybe you understand English when you read it. Maybe you understand a lot when you listen. But when someone suddenly asks you a question in English, your mind becomes completely empty. You know the words, but nothing comes out. If you've ever felt that way, this story is for you. There was a girl named Anna who lived in a small town where English was something students studied for exams, but not something they actually used in everyday life. One afternoon, her teacher asked her a simple question in English. Anna opened her mouth, but nothing came out. A few classmates laughed. She sat down and told herself something that would take her years to unlearn. English is not for people like me. That sentence stayed in her mind. That evening, Anna sat in the kitchen while her mother cooked. She told her mother that she wanted to stop trying. Her mother didn't give her a complicated English lesson. She simply said, "Confidence doesn't come first. Practice comes first. Confidence is what practice leaves behind." Anna didn't fully understand that advice that night, but she never forgot it, and that's where her journey began. She started small. She didn't begin by memorizing hundreds of grammar rules. She didn't set an impossible goal of becoming fluent in 1 month. Instead, she started talking to herself. She would describe what she was doing in simple English. "I am brushing my teeth. I am opening the window. I am making tea." Tiny sentences, no audience, no pressure. No one was judging her. She was simply allowing her voice to become comfortable with English. And this is an important L-ish. You don't always need a teacher beside you. You don't need a perfect environment. Sometimes you simply need to speak out loud. Many girls experience the same fear Anna experienced. It's not because they lack intelligence or ability. It's because they become afraid of making mistakes. Somewhere along the way, they learn that an English mistake is embarrassing. They worry that someone will laugh. They worry that someone will remember the mistake. So they stay quiet. And when you stay quiet for a long time, silence can become a habit. Anna decided that she didn't want that habit, so she bought a small notebook. Every time she heard a new English word, she wrote it down. But she didn't just write the definition. She created her own sentence using the word. Something about her life, something about her day, something she could actually use. Slowly, page by page, her notebook became full, and something else was growing too: her confidence. But confidence wasn't appearing magically. It was being built through small daily actions. Then came the real test. One day, Anna went to a grocery store. She needed a particular brand of rice, but the shopkeeper didn't understand her language. Her heart started beating faster. She was nervous. But instead of staying silent, she asked in English, slowly, simply. The shopkeeper understood. Then he answered her. And something incredible happened. Nothing bad happened. Nobody laughed. Nobody made fun of her. Anna had spent months imagining that speaking English would lead to embarrassment. But the disaster she imagined never arrived. That small conversation became a huge victory for her. Around the same time, another girl named Meher was working on her English in a different way. Every night, Meher watched English interviews. She would pause after each sentence and repeat it aloud. She tried to copy the speaker's rhythm and pronunciation. She wasn't simply memorizing vocabulary. She was training herself to stop translating everything in her head. Slowly, English sentences began to form naturally in her mind. And that's another powerful lesson. Don't only study, listen to conversations. Listen to interviews. Listen to podcasts. Listen to people speaking naturally. Your ears need practice too. Anna also began collecting useful sentences for real situations. In the kitchen, she might say, "This tea is too hot." At college, "Can you explain that again, please?" And later, in an office, "I will send this by tomorrow." These weren't complicated sentences, but they were useful. They were sentences she could actually use in real life. And that's what builds practical English, not just learning words for an exam, learning sentences that help you live your life in English. At home, Anna also practiced with her younger brother. They made mistakes together. They laughed together. And because she was practicing in a safe environment, the fear became smaller. That's an important point. Sometimes a safe environment can help you learn faster than a perfect environment. You don't need someone who corrects every single mistake. You need someone who encourages you to keep speaking. Then came a family gathering. One relative compared Anna with a fluent cousin. In the past, that comparison would have hurt her for days. But this time, Anna responded calmly in simple English. Her English wasn't perfect. It wasn't impressive. But something had changed. She didn't shrink. She didn't hide. She spoke. And that was the real victory. Meanwhile, another girl named Kavya was facing a similar problem at work. She attended meeting after meeting without speaking because she was afraid her grammar wasn't good enough. One day, her manager told her something simple. Your ideas matter more than your grammar. That sentence changed the way Kavya thought. At the next meeting, she spoke. Her sentences weren't perfect, but people listened. Nobody focused on her mistakes. They focused on her ideas. And she learned an important truth. When people communicate with you, they usually care more about meaning than perfect grammar. Anna continued practicing. She started recording her voice on her phone. The first recording was uncomfortable. She didn't like hearing herself. She sounded different from the way she imagined herself. But she didn't stop. She recorded herself again the next week, and again. After a month, she noticed something. Her voice sounded steadier. Her speech sounded clearer. And she sounded more confident. That confidence didn't come from one big lesson. It came from repetition. Other girls were practicing too. Some sent English voice messages to their friends in English. Some practiced with their cousins. Some spoke in front of a mirror. The methods were different, but the secret underneath all of them was the same: consistency. A girl who practices for 10 minutes every day can make enormous progress. You don't have to study for 5 hours once a month. 10 minutes today, 10 minutes tomorrow, 10 minutes the day after that. Small practice becomes a habit, and a habit becomes progress. One evening, Anna was traveling home on a train. She sat beside a woman who spoke English very naturally. Anna finally asked her, "How did you become so fluent?" The woman smiled. She said there was no secret, daily practice, and the day she stopped being afraid of sounding wrong. That answer stayed with Anna. That night, she created a new habit. Before going to bed, she would describe her entire day in English, from morning until night. She didn't worry about using perfect English. She simply spoke with the words she knew. My alarm rang at 7. I made breakfast. I went to college. I talked to my friend. I came home. Simple English. Real English. Her English. And that made all the difference. Around the same time, Meher had another small victory. She walked into a cafe and ordered her coffee entirely in English. No hesitation. No mental rehearsal. She simply spoke. Nobody in the cafe thought it was a big event. But for Meher, it felt enormous because she knew how much fear she had overcome. Anna also learned another important rule. When you forget a word, don't stop speaking. Find another way to say it. Use simpler words. Describe the thing. Explain the idea. Don't allow one missing word to destroy the entire sentence. A stopped sentence teaches you very little. A completed sentence, even an imperfect one, teaches you something. Anna also stopped comparing herself with fluent people online. She realized that what we see is only the final result. We see someone's confident 3-minute video. We don't see the hundreds of hours of practice behind it. Fluency may look effortless, but effort is usually hiding behind it. So don't compare your beginning to somebody else's finished product. Keep practicing. One evening, Anna was standing on a rooftop watching the sky change color. She thought about the girl she had once been. The girl who froze when her teacher asked a simple question. Now she was helping her younger cousin, Ria, who was struggling with the same fear. Anna taught her the method that had helped her most. Small sentences, spoken aloud, every single day. Not perfection, repetition. And that's a lesson I want you to remember. Different learners use different methods. Some watch YouTube videos. Some practice in front of a mirror. Some write journals. Some listen to podcasts. Some practice with friends. There are many roads, but the engine underneath all of them is consistency. Eventually, Anna had to give a college presentation. Her hands were shaking. Her voice was nervous during the thing happened. By the third sentence, her voice became steadier, and by the end, she had finished the presentation. A shy classmate approached her afterward and asked, "How did you become so confident?" Anna realized something. She had gone from being the learner who was afraid to speak to becoming an example for someone else. Her English continued changing. She started noticing English appearing in her private thoughts. She could read a shop sign and understand it immediately. She didn't always need to translate it into her first language. That was invisible progress. But it was real progress. She and her friend Pooja also started a daily English routine. Every day at lunch, they spoke English for 15 minutes. They corrected each other gently. They didn't criticize each other. They practiced together. And eventually, those 15 minutes became something they actually looked forward to. Of course, Anna still had difficult days. Her progress wasn't a straight line. Some days were good. Some days were difficult. Sometimes she felt confident. Sometimes she felt nervous again. And that's normal. Learning a language isn't a straight line upward. It's more like climbing a staircase. Sometimes you move forward, sometimes you step backward, but if you keep going, you continue climbing. Later, Anna attended a workshop. There, she saw a nervous village girl named Priya trying to speak English. Priya stumbled through her sentence and apologized before she had even finished. The trainer gently stopped her and said something powerful. Fluency can be taught, courage cannot. Anna never forgot that sentence. Because standing up and speaking while you're afraid takes courage. And sometimes courage is more important than perfect grammar. From that day, Anna stopped saying, "Sorry, my English is weak." Instead, she started saying, "I am learning." What a difference those 3 words made. I am learning. Not an apology, a statement, a fact, a source of pride. Anna also realized that natural communication is more important than sounding like a textbook. She saw 2 schoolgirls speaking English casually. Their grammar wasn't perfect. They mixed languages sometimes, but they weren't afraid. They were relaxed. They were communicating. And Anna realized that natural English doesn't mean perfect English. It means being able to express yourself without being paralyzed by fear. She even started labeling objects around her house: door, window, mirror, spoon. This helped her connect English words directly to objects instead of translating everything. One evening, there was a power outage. Anna and her brother were sitting in the dark, talking. Without realizing it, they were speaking English. And that was a beautiful moment. English was no longer a performance. It had simply become part of how she thought. Then came her college interview. The night before, Anna reminded herself, "I don't need perfect English. I need courage." She walked at herself honestly. She didn't use complicated vocabulary. She didn't try to sound like someone else. She simply spoke clearly. And she got accepted. Afterward, she called her mother. And once again, her mother's first lesson came back to her. Practice comes before confidence. Eventually, Anna began helping other girls in her neighborhood. She started small evening English practice sessions. She didn't lead with criticism. She led with encouragement. One girl named Sanjana was too afraid to speak. Anna sat beside her and said, "Your English is not bad. It is growing." And that simple sentence helped Sanjana relax. Anna also realized something else. Speaking is only one half of learning English. Listening is the other half. So she listened to podcasts. She listened to interviews. She listened to speeches. She allowed her ears to become familiar with natural English. And slowly her understanding improved too. One ordinary day, Anna went to a vegetable seller. She asked for what she wanted in easy, natural English. There was no hesitation. She didn't stop to think, "Am I speaking English?" It had become automatic. That was one of her biggest victories. Because real confidence isn't the absence of nervousness. Real confidence is speaking even when you are nervous. And then came the biggest challenge. Anna's college asked her to host a public event in front of hundreds of people. Her old fear came back. It told her to say no. It lured her to stay small. For a moment, she almost listened. But then she said yes. She walked onto the stage. Her first words shook. But by the 3rd sentence, her voice became stronger. And somewhere in the audience, Anna noticed a shy girl watching her. That girl had the same expression Anna once had. The expression of someone who was watching confident speakers and secretly wishing she could do the same. Anna understood something beautiful. Her journey had come full circle. One girl learned to speak, then she helped another girl speak. And that girl could someday help someone else. That's how confidence travels, from one person to another, from one shaking voice to the next. And maybe that's the most important message in this entire story. Confidence does not come first. Practice comes first. Confidence comes later. So if you're currently struggling with English, don't tell yourself, my English is terrible. Don't say, I will never become fluent. Don't say, English is not for people like me. Instead, say, I am learning. Then speak one sentence, just one. I am making breakfast. I am going to work. I am tired today. I watched a movie last night. I want to improve my English. You don't need a perfect sentence. You need a sentence that you actually say. Then tomorrow, say another one. And the next day, say another. 10 minutes a day can change your English. One conversation can build courage. One mistake can teach you something. One successful sentence can make you want to try again. So don't wait until you feel confident. Practice until confidence has a reason to appear. And remember Anna, she didn't become confident in one day. She became confident one sentence at a time, one mistake at a time, one conversation at a time, one day at a time. If you're listening to this right now and you're afraid to speak English, I want you to do something simple. After this video ends, say one English sentence out loud. Don't type it. Don't just think it. Say it. Your voice needs practice too. And if you make a mistake, smile and continue. Because mistakes don't mean you're failing. They mean you're practicing. Thank you so much for spending this time with me here on Jacob English Academy. Keep learning, keep speaking, keep practicing. And most importantly, don't give up on your English journey. Your confidence may not be here today, but if you keep practicing, it can be waiting for you tomorrow. I'll see you in the next lesson. Keep practicing, keep believing, and keep speaking English. Bye for now.